again. I'm not entirely sure. Well, I am sure. Ah! At least nobody was online for that. I guess the internet's going to be finicky with us today. Sorry about that, everyone. It appears I might have some trouble with the internet. Go figure, as soon as I step outside of the house, outside of the norm, the internet decides to go all funky. I'll just have to make sure to add that when I edit. Or add this part when I edit. Hopefully everybody will come back and not think that that's all there was to the live stream. But thank you so much for joining me again. Let me know if I'm coming in clear, or if I'm cutting out, or anything like that. I would greatly appreciate it. I don't have any particular ideas in mind for this one. Nice and clear. Awesome. Good. But we're just gonna eyeball it and not have any expectations for this one. It seems like whenever I have expectations for something, it never turns out the way I am wanting it to, or the way that I envision it. So we'll see what happens. And let's go with the small one today. Breaking out the tube. And in we go. Now, for those of you who, whoops, it's already leaking. For those of you who are new to my channel or just tuning in for the live stream, I am repurposing one of my old spray paintings that didn't quite go the way how I wanted it to. And I figured this would be a great way to reduce, reuse, and recycle, rather than having a bunch of canvases that are only halfway done, pretty much, or halfway covered. You know, the ones that didn't quite turn out the way how I was hoping when I spray paint, because when I do spray paint, I typically have an idea of what I want it to look like. And spray painting is, there's more control with spray paint than doing pour painting like this. And I am on a little bit of an incline, so a lot of the paint's gonna most likely tilt towards me. And I do not have the Lazy Susan outside with me today. There's not going to be enough clearance with my table that I'm set up on. So I just decided to go without it today. think I might pour that off to the corner here. Just because I like the cells that we're getting. And it'll help to stretch it out a little bit more. If you have any questions or want to hear me talk about a specific topic or ask me a question, any colors that you want to see me use, feel free to send them in the comments here. I like having things to talk about just so that way it stays engaging. Okay. Awesome. So there's that one. And one thing that I really enjoy about these trays, I got them from Color Reminds You of Spring. Me too. Maybe that's why I chose those colors. But these drawers here are from one of those rolling shelves. Not shelves, but like, oh, what is it called? Drawers, rolling drawers. They're just little crafting drawers that, you know, they're shallow and they're slick and they're shiny. So the paint is going to peel off, no problem. Just like that. Makes cleanup a lot easier. Okay, I'm gonna carry on with the green color. Ooh, let's have a quick look inside of that cup. Focus. Thank you. Since color in the cup, I'm just gonna add to it. Welcome back, everybody. I'm sorry about the live stream. It cut off at the first 10 minutes. My internet decided to go all wacky and it dropped. So I'm sorry about that. It's what happens when you're outside away from the house. Internet's not as reliable. At least over here. So I'm just continuing with the colors that we already have. And I think I'm going to be a little bit more generous with the yellow this time because it gave us a really nice added pop of color. And then let's go with the turquoise. And I'm quite literally just sprinkling this in, more or less. Just because I'd like to have little bursts of blue rather than streaks. I think that would look super duper cool. If you have any colors you would like to see me use, let me know down here in the comments section so I can grab those colors and we can get something whipped up. Okay, back in with the tube. We always get some really nice blended colors whenever I use the paper tube. And I'm not too worried if some start seeping out from the bottom edge like last time. Just adds a nice little extra dimension of colorfulness. Okay. And this might change things up enough, or it might not. But let's go in with a little bit of silver. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I might need to move that silver around. I was hoping it didn't end up in one spot like that. Just getting rid of the excess paint. Let me grab a skewer real quick. And just do something like this. Oh, that looks pretty cool, just like that. Sorry for the extra noise. I've got my tent flapping around in the background. Got to keep the sun off of me somehow. Actually, that's not a good idea. I might have to pour off some of that silver if I can't get it to condense a little bit more. It looks cool, but I don't know. I think it's just a little too globby. All right, looks like our painter is back to painting the rest of our house. Awesome. I might have to have a border for this one. I don't think I had enough paint. Maybe this will be another spray paint candidate. For any pour paintings that I kind of like, but don't really know what to do with, I will dry them out and then see if I can spray paint over the top of them to further reuse and recycle those. Because otherwise I've got canvas that I don't know what to do with. I'm gonna go set these out in the sunshine so they dry a little bit quicker. And for this next one, I'm thinking we should do another red series. At my last outdoor my last outdoor event, A customer was really drawn to my red lava one that I did on one of our live streams. And that is also happens to be one of the colors I don't have a whole lot of when it comes to pour paintings. So we are, yeah, let's work with some red. And yes, our neighbor does have cows, so if you hear a random cow in the background, don't worry, you're not going mad. Must be his lunchtime or something. Okay. Oh no, you stay put. Yeah, orange is on the thicker side. And then let's go with unnamed orange. Bring that one back. It's not quite a carrot, but it's like a golden carrot, kinda, maybe. A juiced carrot. Maybe. Okay, and just for the heck of it, let's add this lipstick pink. Yesterday my hands were covered in spray paint. Today my hands are going to be covered in paint. And Penny Princess, we'll bring that one back. And we'll return with the Scarlet Red. Make sure I have enough paint to cover this to begin with. And for those of you who know me well and who are regular on my live stream, can't not have gold. There it is. I'm gonna go with the Fluid Art Ready to Pour acrylic, just because that's a little bit brighter than the golds that I made, that I mixed. It was with a few different gold shades, like there was antique gold, new gold, rose gold, all mixed into one bottle, so it's pretty muted. And, you know, I think we are good there. So let's go with a wider tube this time and see what we get. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay. That gold was a good choice. Ooh, we got some cells right there. Hopefully we get to keep them. Maybe not. Maybe we can make some more. I think I'm gonna have to pour off some of the outer edge. Don't get me wrong, it looks cool and I like it, but it's just a little too blended. A little too blended for my liking. Okay, so we didn't get to keep those first few cells, but it looks like we are getting some more. I am happy with that. Go away. The bugs want to check out what I'm doing too. I don't know what it is about bugs and spray paint or bugs and acrylic paint, but they love it. It calls to them. Okay, come on. Almost there, almost covered. This is gonna be a cool one. Stretch just a little bit more. There we go. Off the edge, please, and thank you. Ooh. Oh. Skewer down. Okay, let's have a closer look. And get that little green one out of the way first. Very nice. There we go. Sorry, I had to put you guys on mute. The wind was getting real loud. I don't think you all would have appreciated hearing nothing but wind. At least I don't like to whenever I am editing my videos. Like, I've always cut out the Lazy Susan as it spins. The volume is just too obnoxious for me. I agree. This one does remind me a lot of lava. I really, really like it. And as soon as these are dry, I will be taking close-ups and posting them on my Instagram page. Okay. Let's set that one aside and do one more. Now, because I have a show coming up this Saturday, it's going to be at the Merc in Longview. Longview, Washington on the 19th. Because I've got that coming up, I will be doing more pour paintings just off video, off camera. So that way I can have a good amount of stock built up by my next showing. Because these pour paintings, they all take an entire week to basically dry. Maybe a minimum of 3 days, 2-3 days. But I want to make sure if somebody buys them that they are good to go. Ready to be handled, ready to be wrapped up and packaged or mailed off as like a gift or something. I would really hate it for the tissue paper or bubble wrap to cling to the paintings because they weren't completely dry and they stuck. So I like to give these at least a week to dry. However, when it comes to spray paints, spray paint takes hardly any time to dry, just maybe hours. Minimum of, I want to say 24 hours. So that way they're not so stinky because it's spray paint and it has time to off gas. But I won't bring them in the house for a minimum of, oh wait, paint skin. I don't want a paint skin. There we go. I will wait to bring them in the house for a minimum of 24 hours. So that one, they don't stink, and two, I don't have to try and find places to set them so they don't stick to things. The one thing about spray paint is while it's drying, it becomes tacky and sticky. So I can't just lay it down somewhere or stand it up somewhere without worry that it's going to stick to whatever surface it's sitting on. These are really great. These grids, I picked them up at the dollar store. And as you can see, you know, they're covered in paint, so I'm not too worried about that. But when my pour paintings dry on these, they do leave paint behind. They will stick to the grid. But there's far less material on the grid for them to stick to than if, you know, than there would be if it tried sticking to something else. All right, I'm gonna add in some pony nose pink just because, oh, catch that. That's what I don't want. Paint skin. But the, I added pink to the other one, not pony nose pink, but I wanna see what difference there'll be with pony nose pink. Okay, I think we're doing good. Let's add the gold in there. Spread that out nicely. And then once more with the scarlet. Just somewhat follow the same pattern. There we go. Okay. I like how that's looking. Let's reuse the tube and see what we get. Now this canvas seems to be a little warped. Not the frame itself, but like the canvas. So we'll see if that affects anything. Hopefully it doesn't. Sorry if the camera is shaking. I don't realize I'm leaning on the table. Ooh, that looks cool. Not quite what I expected. All right. Whoop, there we go. Got some spillage. So let's do this. Up, up, up. There. Oh, we got far more pink in this one. I don't think I added that much pony nose pink. Maybe I did. That scarlet seems to give some nice cells. We got some nice big cells down there. Awesome. Really glad those stretched out. Sorry if you guys can't really see the screen at this moment. I'm just trying to use gravity to my advantage. Get those edges taken care of. Yeah, okay, we got a little bit of a raised canvas right there. Okay, cover the edges. Get those all nice and uniform. Okay, cool. I like it. So it's just a slightly more pinky version than the last one that we just did. I'll bring this up to you guys. Although it might look a little more orange in here. Mix of fire and lava. Ooh, you're right. I see it. Flames right here. A little bit of bubbling lava. Nice. Okay, awesome. Okay, I'll move that over here. And then I'll say we're hitting 30 minutes. So I think we've got enough space here to do one more set of 2. Shall we do purple or blue? For the last 2, purple or blue? Blue? All right, blue it is. And for anybody curious, yes, my pour cups are all stuck together. That's what happens when I try to save some space and I stack them. Completely stuck together. All right, got a brand new canvas for this one. Okay, we're gonna do 2 different sizes. We've got the 8x10, and I believe this is a 4x8. And then we are gonna call it good. For the blue one, let's start with the deep blue and phthalo blue from the dollar store. little squirt, squirt. Make sure I don't have paint skins. Awesome. And then go for a... Oh, it's almost the same color. It's almost the same shade of blue. Well, let's see if there's any difference. Oh, that's funny. It's the same shade of blue. I call it funny because I mixed this before I got the dollar store paint. Have I been saying glue? Don't answer that. Try and think and speak at the same time with a paint hose, paint sprayer hose going on behind me is difficult. Okay. And since we know the silver and the gold adds some lovely metallics and kind of softens things up a bit, let's just add a little bit of silver. And then we're going to go in with this paint if it's not all water. So this is one that I used house paints with to mix. And so this is from Benjamin Moore. Color is called Blue Suede Shoes. And it is actual house paint and water. Okay. And for contrast, a little bit of black. Just a little bit. You know, maybe we should use a smaller canvas for this one. Here we go. Still need some more blue paint in there. Let's go back in with a deep and phthalo blue. You should just call it deep phthalo blue. Whoops. Okay, go back in with the turquoise. Still have yet to cut the nozzle off this one. Why do I keep on forgetting? I like the color. Okay, fine. It says I'm done. House paint. One more time with silver. Kind of bring that back just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, yeah, the noise. So in order to make good time in painting the house, a sprayer is being used and it is making quick work, I'll tell you that. It's only been a couple hours and he's just about done. Super excited to see it. Okay, we need a new tube. Ta-da! Here we go. Ooh, I can see a little bit peeking out. This one's going to be cool. Whoops. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Turn here and up. Ooh. I like it. I'll zoom you guys in real quick. That is beautiful. See, this is what happens when I don't think. When I don't anticipate. When I have no plans. No thoughts. Smooth brain. I like it. I like it a lot. It makes me happy. I'll zoom you guys in here in just a second. I gotta clean off my hands. There we go. Yeah, this one's cool. I can't wait to see it all dry. Oh, it's gonna look so good. I like what's going on up here. Oh, kind of looks like a something.